You're watching 25 News Now at 10. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Don Brubaker.
And I'm Karina Garcia.
Some residents on the south side of Victoria are concerned about the lack of light at the Lawrence Street underpass.
25 News Now weekend anchor Adam Seibel joins us now in studio with more. Adam, what's going on out there?
That's right, Don and Karina. So I checked out the underpass on Lawrence Street. This is near HEB off Rio Grande, and I found that stretch of road is darker than most parts of town. This was around 9 p.m. last night, and you can see just how dark this underpass is. Some of the city lights were out as well, and an overall lack of proper lighting. We had a concerned viewer who said that lack of city lighting in that area makes it dangerous, not only for drivers, but pedestrians. I was on the side of the road there, and I felt a little unsafe. Last year, the city of Victoria transformed this underpass with a mural on both sides of the underpass to celebrate Victoria's bicentennial anniversary. We've reached out to the city of Victoria and we are waiting to hear back. Don, Karina, back to you.
Adam, thank you. Here's your viewer poll this evening. You can scan that QR code right there on your screen to vote. The question is, do you have city lights out in your neighborhood? According to our results, it looks like 18% stand at yes and the remaining 82% stand at no.
And we thank you for voting. Cuero police arrested a 47-year-old suspect. Shedrick Lemons faces 4 charges, including burglary of a home and engaging in organized criminal activity. He's in the DeWitt County Jail in lieu of $84,000 bond. Let's take a first look at your forecast with First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Mac Pettis. There are so many people watching tonight. Want to know the Easter weekend weather forecast. Here's Mac with that.
Yep, well, everybody's ready for that. And of course, the weekend is going to be terrific, except for the little wind that's going to be blowing. You're going to see more clouds, but it's not to worry, no rain is expected. We are looking at high-level clouds rolling over us now. We're going to have a strong sea breeze blowing in the afternoon. Now that one will, well, some of you are going to be complaining about the wind because it'll be up to 30 miles an hour. We'll have more details on your Easter Sunday forecast coming up in just a moment.
Mac, thank you. The U.S. Department of the Interior announced over $350 million of funding to 4 states along the Gulf of Mexico, including Texas, for hurricane protection.
Now, the department reports 5 Crossroads counties will get the funding. 25 News Now reporter Darius McCormick knows more about this. So, Darius, what Crossroads counties will get this funding?
Well done. The counties of Matagorda, Calhoun, Jackson, Refugio, and right here in Victoria will see the funding from the U.S. Department of the Interior. The distribution stems from the Gulf of Mexico Energy Security Act of 2006. The funds support hurricane protection, infrastructure projects, and other aspects for states producing gas and oil. For the Crossroads, we'll receive around $5 million for hurricane protection. The department plans to give Matagorda almost $1.5 million. Calhoun County will see more than $1 million. Jackson, Refugio, and Victoria will receive around $500,000 apiece. This year marks the 2nd consecutive year of maximum disbursement under the Act, partly influenced by record high oil and gas production. Also, more funding means more protection. Back to you guys.
Darius, thank you. Dash camera video released Thursday by Hayes Consolidated ISD shows the moment a cement truck veered into oncoming traffic.
The deadly collision sends the bus rolling over on a rural highway outside Austin. A 5-year-old boy on board the bus and a driver in another vehicle were killed. The driver of that cement truck now arrested and charged with criminal neglect homicide. Police arrested 42-year-old Jerry Hernandez Friday without incident. If convicted, he could be sentenced to 2 years in jail.
Crystal Mason says she is overjoyed after the Texas Second Court of Appeals reversed a judgment against her. She had been sentenced to 5 years in prison for voting illegally in the 2016 election. She appealed that sentence in 2019. Mason said she did not know her status as a felon on release made her ineligible to cast a ballot, saying she had been in prison when she received a letter, and so she never got that letter. The Tarrant County Criminal District Attorney's Office says it should have been clear Mason was ineligible to vote. There's no word yet from them on the court's reversal. Several city leaders from across the nation visited Tennessee this week for the first ever Black Mayors Coalition on Crime.
The Memphis mayor created the coalition in partnership with the African American Mayors Association.
The national crime data may show some decreases in overall crime stats, but what we discussed today is that if people don't feel safe, then the statistics don't matter.
Whether you're walking the streets of Memphis and Shelby County, pumping gas, or just sitting in your home, you deserve to feel safe wherever you go.
We're ensuring amongst ourselves that this will not be the last engagement, but that we will continue to lean in.
Mayors and leaders from Jackson, Mississippi, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, Durham, St. Louis, and more meeting Wednesday and Thursday to talk crime and solutions. St. Louis Mayor Tashara Jones says she's taking back strategies used in Atlanta for nightclub owners and eyeing ways to reduce crimes around convenience stores.
We have a lot of violence around convenience stores and gas stations, so how can we hold those business owners accountable and also bring down crime? And then some of the things that we're already doing, we're finding that other mayors are doing as well.
Discussions with the Council on Criminal Justice and chats between leaders were closed to the public and media. According to the Memphis-Shelby Crime Commission, overall crime went up 6% in Shelby County in 2023 compared to 2022. Violent crime was also up in 2023, and the biggest issue, property crime, up nearly 16% in the county. You may remember more than 14,000 vehicles were stolen in Memphis last year. Mayor Paul Young specifically named Charlotte's Operation Scarlet as something to possibly imitate in Memphis. Last year, Charlotte police found 180 stolen luxury vehicles valuing more than $11 million, guns, and drugs. Federal charges are being pursued in that case.
And people want the short-term solution. They want to figure out how we're going to stop crime today. And then we want to figure out how do we stop the crime of the future.
Mayor Young says the conversations between Black city leaders will continue. The coalition members agree that it is important to have community members and citizens working together with them to address issues like crime.
Former President Donald Trump and other co-defendants are still trying to kick Fani Willis off the Georgia election interference case. Judge Scott McAfee previously ruled the Fulton County DA could continue on the case, but only if her top prosecutor, Nathan Wade, resigned due to their previous romantic relationship. Wade did resign, clearing the way for Willis to stay on. Now Trump's and other defense attorneys are appealing that ruling. They want the entire Fulton County DA office disqualified from the case. President Biden and former President Trump are gearing up for a 2020 rematch in November, and the cash in their campaigns could be key in this race.
Biden put on a show of Democratic unity at the event in Manhattan with ex-presidents Bill Clinton and Barack Obama last night. The campaign says the fundraiser actually broke a record.
In a sign of Democratic unity, former Presidents Bill Clinton and Barack Obama participated in a fundraising event Thursday night, where they took aim at President Joe Biden's opponent, another former president, Donald Trump.
All the things he's doing are so old. Speaking of old.
The Biden campaign excluded press and network cameras from the star-studded fundraiser and have released only selected clips. The event brought in more than $26 million, making it the most successful single political fundraiser in terms of dollars raised.
A big symbolic win for Biden, and it comes at a good moment for him.
Former President Donald Trump's campaign hopes to top Biden's record next week. Sources familiar with the matter say they are expecting to raise at least $33 million at an April 6th event in Palm Beach. Trump has recently taken on some unique business ventures, promoting shoes, perfume, and a Bible that includes the text of the Declaration of Independence and other historical documents. The website promoting the God Bless the USA Bible states that it is not political and no proceeds from the sales will go toward Trump's campaign, saying the venture isn't owned, controlled, or managed by Trump. It is just paid to use his name and image. No mention if any money will go toward Trump's legal troubles.
Texas could require social media influencers to disclose paid political posts. You can read this Texas Tribune article on our website, crossroadstoday.com.
Oh, the deer wanted some dough. Watch this small deer crash into a window at a bank in downtown Lockhart. That's about 30 miles south of Austin. Bank officials said employees heard a loud bang when the deer crashed into the community room. Fortunately, no one had been in the room, but the stunned deer proceeded to go through the whole building trying to escape. Lockhart police soon arrived and called in animal control officers. They worked for 20 minutes to move the deer toward the building's front door, and the animal eventually ran outside. Still looking for that ATM. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. Then you can see Crossroads Today on YouTube.
Anytime.
Over 400,000 Kia vehicles are under a recall for a parking issue. That's coming up on 25 News Now at 10.
Also ahead, the total solar eclipse next month continues to bring in high numbers across the nation. Here's a look at Community Crossroads this weekend. We first sit down with UHB softball coach Lindsay Ortiz, and then we talk to the Cuero Heritage Museum about their upcoming exhibit, the Salvation Army of Victoria, plus the 27th Annual Victoria Rotary Charity, and we end with Paint to Purpose on their Child Abuse Prevention Awareness Month.
We will be actually setting up our display of children at the corner of North and Main where the 10 Friends sign is.
Oscar-winning actor Louis Gossett Jr. has died today at the age of 87. The announcement came from his family, released by his longtime publicist. Gossett won an Academy Award for his performance in An Officer and a Gentleman. He also won an Emmy for his role in the miniseries Roots. The statement did not reveal his cause of death, but early in 2010, Gossett announced he had prostate cancer.
The CDC says nearly half of U.S. adults have high blood pressure, and in 2021, they say this was the primary cause of nearly 700,000 deaths.
Now doctors are studying a new device to help people lower their blood pressure.
Several medical centers in the country are studying the safety and effectiveness of a new device to help those with difficult to treat high blood pressure. The device was approved by the FDA in 2023. It uses ultrasound energy to lower the activity of nerves around the kidney that contribute to high blood pressure. Research shows targeting these nerves could help lower blood pressure. The procedure usually takes about an hour. If this device works, that could lead to people taking fewer daily medications. Living with high blood pressure can lead to heart attack, stroke, and kidney failure. If you or someone you know suffers from high blood pressure, please talk to a medical professional about how to manage it, as everyone is different. With this Medical Minute, I'm Perry Russum.
Kia is recalling about 427,000 Telluride SUVs because they might roll away while parked. Kia says the shaft components on the affected vehicles may not be fully engaged. Model years 2020 to 2024 are affected. Kia estimates the percentage with the defect to be 1%, with just 16 total vehicles flagged so far. So far, no injuries have been reported. Kia says owners should manually engage the emergency parking brake before leaving until their cars are fixed. The countdown is on for next month's solar eclipse.
And if you're traveling to see it, be prepared to pay up.
Morning, with just 10 days to go until a total solar eclipse passes over parts of the U.S., tourists flocking to the path of totality are contending with sky-high prices.
Believe it or not, people have been booking hotels for 11 months now. Airlines have added special flights for the coverage.
Those flying to the festivities face extra high prices as spring break coincides with the cosmic spectacle. The average round-trip ticket to Louisville is running about $1,200. Buffalo, about $1,000. San Antonio, just under $900. And hotel and Airbnb prices in communities along the eclipse path are also astronomical. In Killeen, Texas, a room that typically costs about $100 a night will run you more than $860. In Burlington, Vermont, it will cost nearly $1,400 for a room that typically goes for $106.
We have people from as far away as London, England that are coming to Franklin County.
Many insist the out-of-this-world costs are worth it to witness the last total eclipse in the U.S. for more than 20 years.
I don't know if there are words to describe the level of excitement I have. If the number went to 100, I'm probably at like 500.
Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
31 Texas state parks are in the path of the totality of the solar eclipse. 27 of those parks have sold out camping and day passes. The only state parks not sold out for the solar eclipse are in Atlanta, Cedar Hill, and Dangerfield and Tyler. A partial eclipse will be visible in all the other state parks.
And certainly we'll be here to tell you how clear the skies will be that day. I certainly hope it's not cloudy. We'll talk about it. Anyway, it's 63 degrees right about now. We managed to get up to 79 today. Tomorrow will for sure be in the 80s, and we'll be even warmer than that. That's actually where we're supposed to be this time of year, but 85 is a bit warm. We'll be talking about the little heat wave that we're having for the next few days and all that coming up after this. Well, it's finally here, the big holiday weekend. A lot of people traveling or being outdoors. It'll be very cooperative for that. You're going to see a little bit more cloud cover in the area as opposed to the last couple of days that were just beautiful. They'll be okay, but we definitely will be looking at 80-degree temperatures over the next few days. We've got a strong sea breeze that's affecting us here at the lower levels. That cloud cover you saw is actually at the higher levels of the atmosphere. All right, so 80 is our forecast high for tomorrow. 82 up in Houston, 83 in Corpus Christi, a couple of 90s along the Rio Grande if you're going to Laredo. And you know, I have a deer lease down here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up so people can come camp out and watch the eclipse. Charge nothing, just come on by. We are looking at the temperatures over the next few days. You can see how we'll be in the 80s on Sunday, 82, 85 on Monday, Tuesday. That's a bit warm for this time of year. But by the time we get to Tuesday, another front comes through and actually knocks the temperature back down to a little bit more reasonable. Only problem, the only fly in the ointment in everything we've got is the fact that the afternoon breeze is going to be fairly strong, probably 25 to 30 miles an hour. So it'll be a little onshore flow. It'll be breezy. For those of you going down to the beach or going fishing, just know that small craft are going to have some trouble because the waters are going to be a little bit choppy out there. Otherwise, it's a gorgeous weekend, and you'll be outdoors enjoying the sunshine and enjoying, you know, running around the grass and looking at all the wildflowers. Now, this high pressure brought us the last couple of good days. That one's rolling to the east, and another system is actually building up on top of us. This is the one that's going to give us a little bit of the heat wave, but that's going to be here only for the weekend, and by Tuesday it does start to move away. Then we watch this. This is a late season big winter storm that's going to roll out of the Rockies into the plains, cause them all kinds of I mean, their Easter eggs are going to be under the snow up here, you know. But as far as we're concerned, we'll get that dry air coming through on Tuesday, and everything will be a whole lot better. There you see the onshore flow. There you see the temperatures out on the buoys out with the air temperature being a little bit cooler than the water temperature being obviously cooler than the air temperature. So we're looking for that sea breeze, and it'll be definitely during the afternoon. Partly cloudy for those of you heading to the beach. Looking good in Port Lavaca, up to about 77, 78 degrees. In Cuero, we're still looking for lots of sun. Notice how the winds are quiet or lower in the morning than they are in the afternoon. They'll be double the speed. They'll maybe up to 20 miles an hour. So the wind really is the only thing we got to worry about. I want to thank Miss Cecilia Brubaker for giving us this photograph. This is from the Lady Bird Johnson Wildlife Sanctuary in Austin. They've got all the bluebonnets you need. And, you know, think about it. In the 70s, Lady Bird said, let's have wildflowers. And look at all the wildflowers we have nowadays. So we start off with 80 tomorrow, 82 on Easter Sunday, warm weather through Tuesday, and then all of a sudden we get back down into the low 70s about next week. That's your 7-day forecast. Have a happy Easter. Have a great time. Don't eat too many candies. And reminding everybody, we do have a QR code. Love for you to scan that. Put Crossroads Today on your phone. Here is Zach with sports.
The Jags scored over 40 runs this afternoon, and the Astros are about to start the year 0-2. I'll have that in sports. The UHV Jags welcoming Texas College over to Riverside Stadium, and after jumping out to a 3-0 lead, Texas College actually responded with a 3-spot of their own in the top of the second. But the Jags, well, they're going to answer right back. Raul Lopez, keep that name in mind, by the way. He hits one into the right center field gap. Hayden Leopold showing you the wheel, staff sending him home. The throw to the plate, not even close. The Jags take the lead right back. It's 4-3 now in the top half of the third. Former St. Joseph Flyer Mason Longoria allowed a base knock, but made pretty quick work of Texas College and quickly got his offense right back to the plate. That ball smoked down the left field line. It's going to put runners at second and third, and just a few pitches later, a pass ball is going to allow Caden Feacock to come in and score. That's going to make it 5-3, and they were just getting started. With 2 outs, a slow roller over to short, but the throw to second is late, and everyone is safe, so another run comes in to score, and the inning continues for UHV's all-time double leader, Hayden Leopold, who adds another. 1 run's going to score. The Jags trying to get another. They do just that. By the way, I said remember Raul Lopez's name. He had what is believed to be the first cycle in UHV history. The Jags win 20-5, and they won game 2 24-3. Last year, the Sand Crabs had an impressive run in the postseason using some clutch performances, and this year, much of the same story. They defeated Lorena, in extra time. Final score 3-2. So they're going to move on to round 3. They're going to be taking on the Stafford Spartans, a team they beat back in January. The final score in that game was 1-0. So this one promises to be a fun one. That game will be April 1st, location and time still to be determined. For the Victoria West girls, their season does come to a close against McAllen Memorial. They were just a little too much to handle, and their season ends in the area round. For the West girls, a team full of juniors who, no doubt, will look to make another run at it next year. The Astros trying to bounce back after a disappointing opening day loss to the Yankees. They had El Reptil, that's Christian Javier, on the mound for this one. He had a scoreless top of the first inning with a couple of strikeouts, including one from Aaron Judge. This is yesterday's highlights. And after Altuve doubled and got to third, Bregman drove home the game's first run on a ball that was almost caught. But the Yankees currently leading Houston 7-1 in the ninth. In the Sweet 16, the Cougars taking on the Duke Blue Devils. Awful news for the Cougars midway through the first half. Superstar Jamal Shed out with an injury. They trailed by 1 at the half. That score is currently 39-37 with under 12 minutes to go in the second half. Jamal Shed came out of the locker room on a scooter. He's going to try to give it to go, but it is a severe sprain, so I wouldn't get my hopes up too high, Don Brubaker.
Well, yeah, but never count out the gritty Houston Cougars.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. All righty, well, stay with us. Coming up on 25 News now at 10, we're going to take a last look at your weather. Plus, hot dog sparkling water could be coming to a store near you.
Mac and I have talked about this a few times before. A volcano in southwestern Iceland has erupted several times this year. A time-lapse video showed the volcano erupting against the backdrop of the Northern Lights. The eruption site is a few miles northeast of a coastal town about 30 miles southwest of Iceland's capital. Authorities evacuated residents before the first eruption in December. In the weeks since that eruption, defensive walls have been built around the town, the geothermal power plant, and the Blue Lagoon tourist attraction. If you're looking to try something daring and savory to quench your thirst, 7-Eleven announced a new collection of sparkling waters. One of the flavored seltzers is a twist on one of 7-Eleven's most popular snacks. The Big Bite Hot Dog Sparkling Water combines the delicious taste of the iconic hot dog into one refreshing beverage. What, you don't want that, Karina? No?
No, that doesn't sound good at
Ketchup
all.
and mustard included with that, okay? Other flavors include lemon, limes, green apple, and sweet orange.
I tried green apple, but that's about it.
So
hot dog flavored seltzer water?
So you wouldn't relish the thought of hot dog seltzer water?
Ketchup and mustard included too.
So
in the flavor.
In the flavor.
So it doesn't cut the mustard with you. Well, I understand.
It doesn't cut the mustard.
I understand.
But
All right.
let us catch up with everything else.
Hot dog, here's the weekend.
Oh, thank you. It's going to be a great big dog over the weekend. Things are looking good. Looking at 80 degrees tomorrow on Saturday and 82 on Easter Sunday. Only a fly in the ointment. It is going to be a little breezy during the afternoon hours. Otherwise, have a great weekend and travel safely.
Alrighty, thank you, Mac. A North Carolina man who turned 100 years old today got a big surprise for his big birthday. Vern Cooper hit the century mark of his life today. When he arrived this morning to work out at the YMCA in Winston-Salem, a huge crowd cheered as he walked in through that door. The mayor even read a proclamation in his honor, and Cooper, a World War II veteran, goes to the gym 3 times a week and walks on the treadmill at 100 years old.
He looks great.
He looks fantastic,
He
honestly.
looks great. How
Wish
about
I could do
that?
that.
Rock and roll.
Well, we better start now, Mac.
Yeah, I know.
Never too late.
I'm almost 100.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
My goodness.
Well, we got to get started.
But that's right. That's right.
Yeah, start somewhere. Alrighty, well, thank you guys, and thank you for joining us for 25 News Now at 10.
Join Adam and Adarius and Trey and Zach. 25 News Now weekend. Have a great night and a great Easter weekend.